Hi everyone. So in this video I'm going to show you how to go from a schematic all the way to the PCB design. Alright, so it's going to be broken up into two parts. In this video we're going to be focusing on the schematic design, and subsequently in the next video I'm going to go into the PCB design. Alright, so from the YouTube thumbnail you have an idea of what we're going to design. So let's get started. Alright, so as before, we are using EasyEDA. Okay, so go to easyeda.com and then we can design online. Alright, so I've already logged in, okay, to my account here. So when I click on design online, it will give me two options: the standard or student edition or the pro edition. Okay, so again, I know pro edition is free, but standard edition, I like the layout a bit better. All right, especially if you are learning these software tools for the first time. All right, so let's go ahead and use the student edition. Okay, so once you come here, again, know that this STD is standard mode. If you click on it, it goes to simulation mode. Alright, so in an earlier video I have shown you the simulation mode. Okay, now we are going to the standard mode. So let's click on new project. Okay, again it will ask you to consider switching, but we will stick to the new standard project. Okay, and I'm going to call it my PCB1. Okay, my PCB1. You can name it anything else if you like. Alright, so once you create it, the project, you will come to this page, the schematic drawing page. So let's go ahead and create the circuit. The circuit is very simple: 3 LEDs, 3 resistors, and a connector for the power supply. That's all. Alright, very simple. Okay, so let's go ahead and place the components. Alright, so I'm going to place the 3 LEDs first. Alright, so over here under the LED you can drop down and select. So we're going to select the 3mm LEDs. Okay, so first the red LED, alright, followed by the 3mm green LED, okay, and finally the 3mm blue LED. Alright, so let me zoom in a bit. Okay, and to rotate components, you just click on a component and press the space bar. Alright, so I have the 3 LEDs lined up here nicely, and I'm going to add 3 resistors. Okay, so I go to select. Okay, so you can select the resistor type over here, okay, or you can change the footprint later on. Okay, up to you. Alright, so I'm just going to leave it as it is. Alright, and I'm just going to select 3 resistors here. Okay, as before, I'm going to rotate them. Okay, and then we need a connection for the power supply. Alright, so again, it depends on what kind of power supply you want. You want a barrel connector, you want a USB connector. Okay, so it's up to you. In this design, I'm just going to put a simple 2-pin connector. Okay, it's a Molex connector. Alright, where you just have the base and then you have a connector with the wires. Alright, but again, it's up to you whether you really want to buy a Molex connector set, or you can just use the pads and wire and solder 2 wires. It will still work the same way. Alright, so let's go ahead to put the connector. Alright, so here I have a 2-pin connector which I'm going to put here. Okay, so I'm going to rotate. Okay, and generally I like pin 1 to be VCC and pin 2 to be ground, so I can come here to format and flip vertical. So flip vertical means pin 1 goes up and pin 2 comes below. All right, and then now is the wiring part. To do wiring, you can click on the wiring tool here. All right, and then connect up the components. All right, so let's go ahead and connect up the components. So that resistor is connected, this resistor connected, and this resistor, and then to the LEDs. All right, and then to the second pin over here. All right, now for the circuit to be complete, of course, is important to have a ground. All right, and that will be this. All right, so that's about it. All right, the circuit, we're going to have a single power supply, okay, connecting 3 LEDs through the 3 resistors. All right, so once you're done, you can save, okay, and after you save, what you need to do is you can convert this schematic to PCB. All right, now this process, again, when you click on that, you will have additional pop-up windows, and you will need to do some design rule check and to match the symbols to specific parts. All right, so when you design a schematic, we base it on the understanding of the symbols and the components they represent. All right, but when you map it to a PCB, we must also take into account the actual footprint of the component, that means the space and the size of the component, all right, on the board. All right, and the same component can have different type of footprints. Okay, so a resistor can have a through hole version, have a SMD version, and so on. Same thing for most other components. All right, so we need to be careful in selecting the correct footprint. All right, so I will talk about all of that, okay, and translating this entire design into a PCB in my next video. All right, so please follow up on that, okay, to understand how we can translate this into a PCB design. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon. Bye.